My name is Judith Dembowski. I am the Executive Director for St. Francis House. It is an emergency homeless shelter, St. Augustine, Florida. We have several different programs for homeless people at our shelter. And we started 30 years ago, actually, as a soup kitchen, which is still running today. We serve nearly 7,000 meals a month out of our soup kitchen, 7 days a week. We do lunch, which is open to the public. Anybody that is homeless or hungry can come and enjoy lunch for free. We don't do your typical soup kitchen style line up and get a bowl. People come in, they're seated, we serve restaurant style. We have a lot of volunteers that help us. We have different church groups, we have different community groups that will come in and they'll help prep meals, they'll help serve meals, and they'll help clean up. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we act as a local food pantry. We give out food boxes to people that are income eligible, and we see about 300 different families a month. We also have a partnership with First Coast Technical College. They provide a chef instructor that comes and works with up to 6 people at a time, teaches them knife skills and sanitation and meal prep, and gets them ready to roll so that they can get into any kitchen in St. Augustine. They earn their Safe Staff certificate, which is essential in order to get a job in the food industry down here. So that gives them a great head start. If they choose, they can meet with a financial aid person from First Coast Technical College, and they can go and complete the 18-month degree. At our 70 Washington Street location, we have our emergency shelter. We have 16 beds for men, we have 8 beds for women. In order to be part of that program, people need to be willing to look at the obstacles that are keeping them from being self-sufficient and work with a case manager to make a plan for themselves, their specific situation, and take baby steps toward overcoming those obstacles so that when they leave us, they're self-sufficient rather than doing the revolving door style services. We also have services for people that are not sheltered but are homeless. They might be living under the bridge, they might be living in one of the camps out in the woods. They can come in, they can get a meal, they can use us as a mailing address. They're welcome to work with our case managers. They can have a shower, they can get their laundry done. We also offer our dining room as overflow if someone is in crisis, if someone is getting ready to get on a bus to go somewhere the next morning and they don't have somewhere to stay to ensure that they get up and make the bus, they can come in. We have 8 beds reserved for St. Augustine Police Department and the Sheriff's Office to help them enforce the no camping ordinance. If they find someone that's sleeping in the park or on the seawall or in a place that they're not supposed to be, they can offer to bring them to St. Francis House and we will take them in for the night. At 64 Washington Street, we have our Transitional Living program, and that serves 16 men and women who are single. Transitional Living is really designed for people whose obstacles might be a bit greater. They need more of a safety net before they can get back out on their own. Many of our clients are struggling with mental illness or physical illness. Perhaps they are new in their sobriety. They just need a safe place to be while they're addressing their issues and learning how to live again without the major struggle. 64 Washington also offers the opportunity to people that are homeless and working with Flagler Hospital, the opportunity to have a safe place to stay while they're getting follow-up care. It's very difficult for the hospital to discharge someone to under the bridge or to a camp in the woods and have them come back day after day for continued treatment. So what they can do is make a referral to us, and if we have an open spot, they can come and they can stay with us for medical respite until their treatment's continued. At 76 Washington Street, we have the only emergency family shelter in 3 counties. What that means is the only thing that they need to have is a valid ID and children in tow. We have space for 5 families. They too have to be working with case management to identify the obstacles to their family's self-sufficiency. They identify the most appropriate housing going forward, and we baby step them along until they're confident and ready to be out on their own. The issue of homelessness cannot be solved by one shelter. It cannot be solved by one agency. It's a community issue, and there are a lot of ways the community can help. If you want to become better educated on the issues that face the homeless and what's available to them, you can always come to St. Francis House and ask for a tour. We'd be happy to talk about our programs and show you who our employees are and what they do every day. If you'd like to give of yourself, we have a lot of opportunity to volunteer. We can use volunteers in the kitchen. We can use volunteers to answer phones. We need people to help us do laundry. It's very difficult when you're homeless to go to a job interview if you don't have clean clothes. People don't necessarily think of the everyday basics that need to be done in order to help people get back on their feet. If you have the will to give of yourself, we have a way to make that very productive. If you don't have time, we can always use financial support. It takes a lot of funding to house nearly 80 people every night. We have to keep the lights on. We have to pay our water bill. We have to be able to pay quality staff to give quality service. Thank you so much for taking the time to become educated on St. Francis House and all the wonderful things that we do. We really enjoy the work that we do, and I hope that you will give us a call or come down and see us. There's a way for everybody in the community that is wanting to work with this cause to help, and you can reach out to St. Francis House and we will help you help.